bring the house out some more. You know what? To be lined up with the brick.
Yeah. So one of the things that and ain't nobody mentioned it, but one of the things that we looked at was adding the bathroom to the back of the house.
Who said something?
I said that.
Ain't nobody mentioned it.
Mrs. Londa said. I remember she
And
was
I said put it through the door and the window.
Oh, no, I went
Through the window. So you won't have to go through no brick.
He was like extending it, like, making it longer.
Yeah. That was kind of one of the things. We out came out. We was in the back. And we was like,
Got plenty of back
I mean,
room,
and
backyard.
Okay,
what's that?
never mind. That's a non-live question.
Okay. It's so stupid. Yeah, but that was something that we was looking at. Like, if it was a solid roof, I would probably lean towards that way. But the fact that it's a carport,
In the back is a carport.
in the back, it's like a carport all the way around. So being that it's a carport, I probably would lean more towards keeping it inside. But I like to add bathrooms under roof lines because the roof line is already there. It gets expensive when you are
Extending that
framing and creating roof lines and shingles and all that good stuff. Like that stuff can get expensive. But if it's already under that same roof line, then a lot of times it's a lot cheaper to just add walls and keep moving. From a funding standpoint, they did business funding, so they're using business funding for the rehab part. So I know Chris Terrell kind of asked this question. This is one way that they're using their business funding. They bought the house subject to, and now they're going to use their business funding credit cards to do the rehab.
The whole thing?
The whole thing. So they got $110,000 in business funding.
Okay.
So they use $30,000 to buy T property, and then they're gonna use $40,000 to remodel this.
They really only bought that much to close.
That 30?
No,
that
13.
Yeah,
Because
and that was
subject
just
to. Yeah, that's the
a
that's
subject
the
to. Yeah, that
title
was just
fee.
the.
closing,
Closing fee. Okay.
a little bit to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all they really
Yeah,
bought.
that's it.
Jennifer has a question.
I was gonna ask, are you getting rid of all the popcorn ceilings? The reason why, because one of the ceilings have a big patch in it, and you were saying you can't put new popcorn if not on that, so that means you gotta get rid of the popcorn.
So,
Not sure what they're gonna do.
yeah. This is our first time here. So we walked in with y'all.
We've seen it with pictures.
Yeah,
and
we've
talked
seen it.
about it.
We've seen it with, like I said, we've seen it with pictures and game plan with just the pictures. But
You can just scrape that off, okay?
yeah, they got yeah.
So I go back and forth with it. Let me tell you why. The labor and the intensity of scraping popcorn versus patching it up and spraying
So
it.
that for only your 8 contractor got that, and this ain't no 8 contractor house. So we put like a CB in here. That ARV
ain't big enough for you to move the AC unit, add a second bathroom, scrape all the popcorn off. Like by that time you moving into your profit, and the whole point is to make a profit.
and if it's mismatched.
And it's all area relative also. We ain't in
You're not
$300,000.
Yeah, it's
So
150.
if you get in here, it's nice. You got new floor, new paint,
If it's an
nice
open floor
countertop,
plan,
open floor pan, 3 bedroom, 2 bath.
because most of the houses over here probably 3 bedroom, 1 bath. So now
You don't
got
realize the
bathroom.
popcorn mismatched 3 months later.
You
Y'all
don't
lay it up
realize
there.
you
That
sleep
is
But I promise you don't even. If it's nice and clean, people don't even really. That won't stop them from buying.
When I tell you we've sold texture walls, popcorn ceiling, in Hoover,
You can reshoot it before you do everything.
Yeah.
it's a personal preference.
Mm.
Speaking of texture wall, the back room, It's texture and it's wood paneling.
Yeah, it's paneling.
What would you guys do with the wood
Paint
paneling?
it, paint it.
Private and painted.
Take it from me, paint it.
You took some wood panels off the first one?
That's personal. Don't play.
Oh, what you taking off the first one?
Ashley.
Come on. She don't play by that. She don't play by that now.
Man,
Yeah, keep that panel.
So unless
paint it white. Me through.
unless it's coming from the wall, and when they tack it back up, it doesn't look the same. But you can get strips of paneling.
Yeah, just
and you
replace
can
the
re-put
bad
it up.
spot.
Yeah, but it's not worth tearing it down, putting new drywall. Drywall costs about $25 to $29
Too much,
right now.
Yeah.
and it will get it to your budget.
It used to be 10 to 15.
Yeah. That was
I'm feeling that in my spirit.
I hear you. What you got, T?
So I want to clarify the subject to buying process.
Uh-huh.
I know it's taking over a mortgage, but what does that process actually look like?
Start with going to a lawyer, and the lawyer's going to make sure that he do a title search on it. So make sure that they don't have any judgments or liens or any. They're going to have a mortgage lien more than likely, but there are no outside liens.
Tax
Sometimes second, how they call them? Like if you do a modification,
it goes in
you
second
put some stuff to the back end. Sometimes that comes up, but going to the lawyer, making sure that tell the lawyer, hey, we're gonna subject to this property. They're gonna do their part. At closing, everybody's gonna sign basic closing paperwork, but there's gonna be a couple conditions. You're gonna do a power of attorney. The seller will sign you power of attorney to talk to the mortgage company. There's also another piece of paper.
There was a 1098 form.
Yes.
I remember with this, so that as you're paying the interest on it, you get credit as the investor for tax purposes versus the homeowner. I remember when we first did our first couple of subject twos, we didn't have that paperwork, but
Honestly,
it was good.
I'm embarrassed to say it. It wasn't until like a year or two later
when
that I realized
that
like
they was getting credit for
they're
it.
taking credit for these payments.
And we had to tell them for the next year,
Yeah.
this will be us.
We didn't even pay attention because that's money. Right? That's a lot.
Our CPA told us, he was like, well, are you doing it or are they doing it? Well, no. Well, we got to let them do it if we didn't
we
decide
ain't said they kind of take that interest and put it toward their taxes, but after that, hey, we going to take the interest for making these payments. And honestly, we ain't even making the payments, the tenant making the payment.
Right.
We just getting the credit for it. So that was one of the things that we didn't know early on.
Yeah.
Was to get that credit. But it's normal.
Did that answer your question, Olive? You got more?
Got some more follow up, T. Come on.
And then we'll go
It's sticky.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. So I got the paperwork.
What you thinking?
I see it. I see
Everybody see your
I see
face.
the light bulb.
So the owner of the current home just say, okay, I want to sell it for this price. I don't want nothing else to do with it. You take over the mortgage basically.
So look,
And-
let's talk about a situation.
Okay.
I just got married to Tonio. I already got my house, but Tonio's house might be better, in a better area. So I'm going to move in with Tonio. I can't afford both mortgages. I just can't.
I don't got the money to fix it up too.
I ain't got enough money to fix it up, and it also ain't got enough equity for me to just put it on the market because I might have to come to the table with money, and I ain't got that money to come to closing and pay $5,000-$10,000 out of pocket in its current state. So maybe go get it, have it. Maybe you give me $5,000 and I'll walk away
That's
from
the
it.
part that I want. So yes, sometimes you give the owner money to own. So we gave $5,000.
We have helped them relocate. We have put their things on Facebook Marketplace to make money to move several times.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, like what are their
Put them in
needs
another lease
at that
option
moment?
And
We've moved them to another house that was in a better area. We literally did a subject to.
that probably was our best one.
This
That
was
was really
probably the best one. So we did a subject to with someone, one of my coworkers. They were looking to move. Yeah, from the beginning, they were looking to move from their Calera house to
Closer to the city.
closer to the city. And they had to do it because they were adopting kids and they needed to be closer to the school for the adoption process. They subject to the house from us because the agent told them, if you put it on the market right now.
Subject to the house from them.
Right, we subject to the house from them because the agent told them if they put it on the market, it was a good chance by the time they paid agent commission, closing costs, any concessions that the new homeowner would want, they would have to come out of the pocket $5,000 to $10,000. It's like, we can't do that. So we took it over. No lie, we moved in the house, and then the dad lived right next door. The dad lived right next door and said, it's no reason for me to be here if they're moving. I'm going to move to Montgomery. I don't have $20,000 to put in this house. Brand new house that hadn't been built for 6-7 years. Like, brand new, both of them right next door to each other. He's subject to the house to us. We knew that house needed more work. We moved from that house to the next door, lived in there, did the work in it. It's, how much work do you really need if it's only been built 7 years? You really don't need that much work.
Carpet,
paint.
Yeah.
So we moved there. We lease optioned it to someone that lived in Adamsville. The original one that we moved out of, to someone that lived in Adamsville because they wanted a better school system for their kids. They gave us $10,000 for the option fee, but subject to their Adamsville house for nothing. When I tell you, subject twos are my favorite. They are my favorite. I got 3 for one, and I didn't put any money down on none of them. And got $10,000.
Sweet.
So the 69,000 is how much the mortgage.
What's left on the mortgage?
So that's
what's left on the mortgage.
Yep. It's actually 68 or
Chris
something.
and then.
Okay.
Okay, so you said you like to do subject to on the houses as new build homes, so those houses don't have a lot of equity.
That's right.
So how do you profit from that?
Because the tenant is going to be paying down that mortgage. So I'm creating a spread and I'm getting equity over time. So if I hold it for 2 years and the area goes up in value 20,000, let's just say 20,000 is what it goes up over 2 years. But the tenant is paying down. Well, once I only had a $20,000 spread, I just made $40,000 spread, and I'm getting cash flow coming in. I probably got an option fee because it's a better area of $10,000 or more. I literally got one where I got an option fee for $40,000. So the better the area, the higher your option fees are, the more money you make.
And it was so like with the one we bought in Calera, it was like 120 left on it. But the value at that time was probably 135, 140. So even though when you're talking from a value standpoint, 15, 20,000 isn't much. But when you start paying stuff down, you start getting appreciation, it starts to build up.
Okay.
Change the new area.
So you
complete that subdivision.
Yes.
Area.
So you buying it there?
And we lease option, we pushing that envelope a little bit too. So if you can sell it on the market for 135, we probably 145, 150 sale price on that lease option. So we creating those $10,000-$15,000 little profit centers add up to a $60,000, $70,000 payday.
Live question.
Okay.
How was this property acquired?
So this property was acquired via subject to.
A realtor bought the property.
No. Are they realtors? They actually are realtors. Yeah. Okay. So, but they are realtors too. Like now that you said that, a realtor brought the property to another realtor, and then they closed on it via subject to. So the homeowners needed to get out. They had 2 properties that they were working on. I think it was a similar situation where they had one house somewhere else and they were covering the payments here. Couldn't afford to make both. Not behind or any sort. They literally just needed to be relieved before they got to a situation they couldn't handle.
And the agent who originally brought them the house, he didn't make any money on the front end, but the buyers of it told them if they list it, they'll list it with them, or whatever they do on the back end, they'll give him a finder's fee on the back end. So they worked out a deal to where he'll get paid on the back end of the deal, because it's still tight, But what makes it all worth it is he ain't using none of his own money.
Yeah.
From the business funding to the subject to, even if he feels to make 15, 20,000 and never really went into his own bank account, that's a win. That's good. Any more questions? Thoughts? Comments?
Big information.
Thank you for coming.
What's their plan? Do they have a plan?
And so they're either gonna flip it or they're gonna have an option.
No, as far as like fixing up.
So they are gonna put a new roof on it.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. Gutters too, look like, huh?
They are gonna add a second bath. I don't know for sure where. They are debating on if they're gonna move that AC work.
I was just about to say, so this side is window unit.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to do the rest of the house.
And it's probably because of the concrete.
Yeah. How they gonna
That's why Cliff was saying,
To bring
take the ductwork to the ceiling.
But the ceiling is low.
It's still room up there.
You got some attic.
You got some attic
space.
space.
I think so. Don't look
it
like
ain't drop right here.
You just gotta.
I mean,
No.
it's
I
enough
mean,
to,
you could probably split it into a few
Yeah,
rooms.
You gotta
It'd
get
be at the
somebody up
corner.
there. Somebody
Yeah.
gotta be able to get up there.
yeah, I mean, you
I was
got
about to say the person gotta do it.
first got to be smaller than
Y'all
do
might
it.
gotta be
need
small.
my stepson. Y'all might need my stepson.
Yeah. But as far as their complete plan, they was really waiting for us to come walking and give them some final ideas. But we just knew from pictures,
Numbers.
ARV, budget, it can work.
They gonna keep these same windows.
And
It's a good chance.
But so to Chris' question and to the popcorn question, it's all kind of exit strategy driven. If you was coming in and you saying I'm flipping this property and that's all I'm doing, you gotta change the
You
windows,
gotta change everything.
especially these windows.
At
Yeah,
least.
that was some crank.
You know what I'm saying? But
But-
when you lease optioning, and I get the windows on the back end.
But
Right,
another thing that you can do, this front window, you don't have to necessarily put in another window. You can just put a glass.
Make it a picture window.
Yeah.
That'd be a whole lot cheaper.
ARV is 150, right?
Alright. Y'all good? Y'all ready to go do some subject twos? Y'all ready to negotiate some?
I got one I want y'all to look at.
I got one around the corner. Drop by and look at it.
What you got?
Right.
What you got?
She has, there's a tenant in it. I think her lease is up in October, I think, but you could purchase it now. It's 5 bedrooms, 3 baths. I would take 2 of the bedrooms and make it into one to have an ensuite in it. It's right around the corner. It's a pink house. When you're going out, the first right when you're going out, just drive down that street. It's like the 4th house down.
How much you want for it? Or your investor wants for it?
He wants 100, but I think he's ready to let it go. So, yeah, highest and best.
Bring it on.
It needs some work, a lot.
When they say cash offer, they don't mean hard money, right?
Cash offer means hard money.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cash and hard money is cousins.
I see that a lot.
Yeah, they the same. And
thinking-
a lot of
Hard
times
money,
they'll
they'll
say
spend
cash
time.
only, but if you say I'm using hard money, you good. Now they don't want traditional financing.
Because they know that there are stipulations as far as
Right.
what the house looks like. And the
Yes.
appraiser coming by if it's FHA and saying, okay, you got to put this up to code. They ain't trying to put no more money into it.
Yeah.
Or
That's
maybe
why
like
they
the length
say
of time that
cash.
they've had the property that they may not be able to do traditional.
Mhm.
Right.
Yeah. But for
Yeah, I see that a
I
lot.
haven't had someone say cash only. Then I say I'm using hard money. I say no, you can't.
We
Now,
have,
you gotta-
we have had people to say that all the time. And we have to educate them.
I mean, they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. We
By the
have
time I
to
get
tell
to
them
talking to them, they ask.
that I'm not putting this money out of my pocket, but we can make it work.
And you gotta be quick, because most time when new wholesalers get in, they think that it takes a month to close a deal. That's why they saying cash, because it's quick. When you can say, hey, it's gonna take 2 weeks, 10 days,
Do it.
and the numbers work, they'll work with you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let cash only stop you.
Okay.
REI Live is
September 17th. It is X Flipper night. It is our last REI Live for the year. It is our last REI Live. I like it. It's our last REI Live. Come out. Let's celebrate. Let's have some fun. We have something for all of our X Flipper family, so make sure you're there.
even the new ones.
Even the new ones, absolutely. Am I missing anything?
I just looked at your shirt.
Oh, we are doing
Oh, you
a.
did? Okay.
When you come to the office.
2 weeks.
We have a dynamic
And a one.
funding tour that we are wrapping up, that we are starting. The first one is in Atlanta, September 26th. We're having one in Birmingham, October 30th. It's going to be a lunch and learn format. Make sure you get your tickets. I don't have that many spaces. We also have one in Montgomery on December 2nd. So we're doing our dynamic funding tour where we talk about how to literally structure deals creatively, how to structure them without using your money, our methods for structuring deals without using your money.
Y'all got one of them today. Like this one of them.
Yeah,
This one of them today.
this is my favorite.
You said September 26th.
September 26th in Atlanta,
I don't,
October 30th in Birmingham.
I won't consider this one my favorite.
30th.
October 30th, we're going to be at the City Club for the Birmingham event.
I won't consider
What time?
subject to.
It's on, so you guys should get a text after this with the website and the time on it. Bam.
I wouldn't consider subject to from the dynamic
got
funding
the
my
text.
favorite, but because you don't
you
find a
signed
lot
in.
of them, it's not. I can't repeat it over and over and over. So I got some other methods I like because it's more skeletal.
It's just my favorite.
But you don't find it. Don't say that. Y'all have a good evening.